Hi everyone. Tool management. Well, we all know how important our tools are in the garden, but a lot of times they're in the garage, they got left out, they're lost, broken, they're at the top of the hill, they're everywhere but in the garden. Today I want to talk about what's in my garden tool bag and how I like to organize it. First of all, you have to have something to put your tools in, like a tool bag for the garden. Now, something I've been using that has really helped me be a lot more organized is this garden bucket caddy. Now, it's actually pretty cool because it fits right over a 5-gallon bucket, and it's made out of a really nice durable canvas, attaches with Velcro, and it's got some nice little pockets. They're nice deep pockets, a lot of different sizes to keep your tools. One of the coolest things is that I absolutely love is it has a beverage holder here. So I can keep my favorite refreshing fruit water as I walk around the garden. It's really nice to have that, especially on a really hot day. And a little pocket for my cell phone, so I've got to take all those Instagram photos. Even a little pen holder. And it's pretty cool because I can fit things inside the bucket and just lift it up and carry it around for me so my tools aren't getting lost, laying around. I know just where they are. Now, I want to show you what some of my favorite tools are that I really have to have with me in the garden wherever I go. Now, the first tool I like to have with me in my garden is my cultivator. This one is made by Fiskars. It is solid. The handle is super easy to grip. It's a solid tool. How many of you have ever put a little bit of weight on a tool and it breaks? That is not going to happen with this one. Now, the next tool that's a must-have for me in the garden is my trowel. I love this thing. It's also made by Fiskars. It's called the Big Grip Trowel, and it does have a really nice big handle that's easy to hang on to when you're transplanting. But a couple of my favorite things about it is this nice wide spade area. Now, it's great because you can transplant larger plants very easily. They just sit right here on the spade when you're transplanting or digging them out of the ground. And this nice pointed tip, oh my gosh, I love this because it makes it really easy just to cut through compacted soil, to dig plants up and to move them around in your garden. And this thing is solid. I mean, it will not break. This is a must-have for me. Now, the next tool that I absolutely have to have with me in the garden are my pruners. I have both a large pair and a small pair. And this large pair, these are probably the nicest pruners I've ever owned. They're called the Fiskars Power Gear 2. And one thing I love about them, the handle, it's got a nice solid grip. And this lock here, this opens and closes very easily. Now, the handle actually has gears in them, which give them a lot of power to cut through those tough stems and branches. It even does cut through small tree branches. A new favorite in my tool caddy this year are these micro tip pruners. Now, these are great for thinning out carrots, deadheading flowers, pruning tomatoes, but what I love about them the most is how accurate they are. I mean, they get right into those small spaces and they don't cut anything except what you want them to cut. A couple other things that I always keep with me are my safety glasses. Safety comes first. You never know when you might need them when you're cutting or snipping. You don't want things flying up in your eyes. And around here on the other side, one of my very favorite garden tools, if you would call this a tool, is this garden stretchy tie tape. Now, I love this stuff. I use it for absolutely everything. In fact, I carry it in my pocket with me, but it is great for tying up tomato plants, for tying up peppers. I mean, you don't need to have scissors or anything to cut this with. It stretches so it grows with the plants. You just pull it apart. It's easy to break off a length that you want, and then just use it however you want to in the garden. I also like to have in my caddy these little plastic plant tags, and it has a nice little holder for a permanent marker that I can always keep with me in the garden so I know what varieties I'm growing. Inside of my bucket, I like to keep a little clip here with my garden gloves, and I like these because they have a nice grippy surface on the hands, and they're also pretty tight fitting, so I can feel what I'm doing as I'm planting and working in the garden. Now, inside my bucket, I always keep my favorite fertilizers, so I always have them with me when I'm out planting in the garden, and I can just apply them right to my plants. I never have to run back up to the top of the hill and pull them out. So it's really handy to carry them around. But the cool thing is you could also use inside the bucket for when you're trimming your tomatoes or any kind of your dead plants in the garden, and just put all your garden waste inside of it too. So it's really super handy. Oh, and one other thing I always carry with me is my mallet. Now, this might be kind of a funny thing to carry around with you, but it's really handy just for pounding in like tomato steaks, like this one right up here on my cucumber plant. Just pound my cage in right there. Super handy, don't have to do anything else or run around to find other tools. Well, I hope seeing how I organize my garden tools and what I have in my garden tool bag gives you a few tips on better managing yours. Thank you so much, Fiskars, for supplying the tools and for partnering with us on this episode. To learn more about Fiskars, go to fiskars.com, and I'll link up all the supplies down below on the video description and on my website. Comment below, let me know what you have in your garden tool bag. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Come on, Mac.